right, let's just say I just came from the Stonecutters Mason. Let's just say I'm overseeing the grave marker that is going to mark for this year. RIP Syracuse football 2025. Yeah, we can finally put this god-awful last part of the season to rest. We can put this season to rest. Hell, if Rand Brown, I think, finally saw what it's like being a big-time coach. That, hey, you gotta have all your ducks in a row. He didn't have all his ducks in a row. Yeah, he didn't look for a good, experienced backup quarterback. Looks like, Ricky Collins, all he was a retread from LSU. I'll talk a little more about LSU in a little while. But heck, Steve Angeli missing the last 8 games because of his Achilles injury. You know what? He was still the biggest passer on the team. He had the most yardage, the most statistics. That's very telling when your last 8 games are being quarterbacked by a bunch of fools, including one who wasn't ready coming from the SEC, including another quarterback they didn't want to use because I guess Ralph Cramden told Mr. Carney, hey, you know what? You can't do that, Carney. Norton. Oh, hey, Ralphie. I wanted to try my best at passing, but I had the red shirt. And also using a lacrosse player who was a walk-on to the team as a quarterback. He showed that, hey, he should have stayed playing lacrosse. But you know what? I hope Fran Brown has learned a valuable lesson. You got to be ready. You got to make sure, hey, you got coaches that can do the job. Heck, it looks like he fired about 4 or 5 assistant coaches. You know what? It's time to clean house, Fran Brown. Maybe take care of your defensive coordinator and offensive coordinator too. Whole clean slate. Because, hey, if they could coach, I'm you know what, the President of the United States. Heck, what a season. Ugh. What a way to just quit. Because that's what it looked like the last few games SU did was quit. 70 points to Notre Dame. And to a 1-10 Boston College team losing 34-12. We got a big, long, interesting offseason to look at. Hey, we got signing day coming up. We got supposedly the 26th best ranked signing class in the country coming to the Hill. But also, after the bowls are over, the portal, which has been reduced to a couple of weeks this year, thankfully. As you know what, that portal was way too broad. Well, of course, that portal kind of changed football and all college sports. It just changed everything. Look what happened to Mike Gundy. He resisted going into the portal, and you know what? It cost him his job, sadly. And look what's going on. We need a couple quarterbacks. Brown says he's going to be aggressive. Enter the portal, get a couple quarterbacks. Well, how do you enter the portal? Computer, give me a couple of veteran quarterbacks. Well, here's a couple. Maybe one from Nebraska named Raiola, and another one. What do you think, Mr. Spock? Eminently logical. Oh, it should be eminently logical that, hey, we mine the portal not only for quarterbacks, but for ones who could play defense. It's definitely time to put this season to rest, Orange. It looked like it was put together by Laurel and Hardy, the Three Stooges, the Keystone Cops, the Chinese fire drill, and any other adjective I can say about ineptitude. Because that's all it was this year for Syracuse football, was ineptitude. Goodbye, 2025. Let's go towards 2026. We got a good core of young players. Hopefully some of them stay. And let's see what Fran Brown can do. And SU basketball. You know what? We started out 4-0. Then we go go to Las Vegas to that interesting tournament, and boy, do we lay an egg. Of course, you got to give them kudos for hanging with Houston. If it wasn't Phi Slamma Jamma, or maybe the remnants of Phi Slamma Jamma 40 years later, and also the blue bloods that are Kansas. Yeah, Rock Chalk Jayhawk, you could start saying that when you had the game in hand. Well, we just ran out of gas against the Cyclones. Iowa State has got a pretty good team this year. Team that I think could make a great run in the NCAA tournament. But you know how they are with those Cyclones. They turned into tornadoes against us. Not good coming out of Las Vegas, Orange. And tonight, we got Tennessee in the ACC SEC Challenge. Tennessee's pretty good, and then they're going to be a good barometer for the season going forward. And yeah, it'll be our last game for 9 days. We don't play until we play one of the teams from Philadelphia, St. Joseph's. You know what? Hopefully, if we do good, this 9-day layoff could do us some good. But there's a lot of people calling for Red Autry's hat already. You know what? Let the season play out. This team looks pretty improved over last year. But let's see what happens. Let the season play out. And then maybe if we have to fire Red Autry and get somebody else in there. Play it out, Syracuse. And hang tough. Yeah, I know it's been real rough lately. But I mean, there's times when you're proud to be an Orange fan. And I mean, I've been one for 45 years. And there's ones who are ready to abandon ship. You don't do that. Keep the faith. Keep going forward. And how about the Bills? Way to get back on track. Even if for a half they were playing like the Three Stooges again. That's the way it's been the last few games. Yeah, mistakes, mistakes, mistakes. And in the first half, they again had several mistakes that led to the Steelers scoring a touchdown. But then in the second half, we came alive. And when you got James Cook, a stud at running back, yeah, you kind of think, well, everything's going to be all right. And if the defense starts playing to its potential, which it did, Joey Bozo with the strip sack, Christian Benford with the touchdown, and giving Aaron Rodgers a bloody nose. Here, let me kiss it, make it feel better. Phooey! Yeah, that's what I want to say about Aaron Rodgers. Phooey! Go find whoever girlfriend you're with right now and settle down. Because you know what? Your career's just about toast. Yeah, you've had a good run. You're going to be in Canton. But it's time to hang it up, Rodgers. You're trying to emulate Tom Brady, and it's not working. Time to hang it up, Rodgers. Well, a big 26-7 win over Pittsburgh. But heck, we couldn't gain any ground on New England. New England had a resounding victory over the Giants last night. They just stayed 1.5 to 2 games ahead. They're going into their bye week. Mike Vrabel has got them playing pretty good. And I hope Mike Vrabel is not the second coming of Bill Belichick, who bombed pretty much in his first year as head coach at North Carolina, nor Tom Brady, who yaks too much in his new job. Yeah, yak, yak, yak. Why don't you go to Tibet, Tom Brady? Maybe you better do that. Well, of course, hey, looking ahead, we got Cincinnati, then New England, then Cleveland, then Philadelphia, and then the New York Jets to end the season. Gonna be an interesting gauntlet to end the season, Bills fans. Hopefully, this win gets us back on track. Brandon Cooks didn't make a lot of noise in his first game as a new Bills wide receiver. Maybe we could look at maybe adding Adam Thielen. He got cut loose by Minnesota because he wanted to play on a team that could use him. You know what? That gritty veteran could definitely be used by the Bills. Hopefully, you know what? It's a good way to get running as we close in on the playoffs. Keep it going, Bills. Keep it going, Josh Allen. And congratulations twice to having your number retired by Wyoming and also setting the record for rushing touchdowns by a quarterback in NFL history. Good job. Keep it going, Superman. You know what? No more quips about the beginning of George Reeves as Superman. Well, you know what? Keep it going. And last but not least, it's that time of year, Finger Lakes fans. Basketball is upon us. Yes, Minders and Waterloo both play South Seneca to open their seasons. Way to start with the Seneca County teams playing one another. But you know what? It isn't complete without Romulus. Romulus is in another division. Would be great for Damon Nicholson, hopefully, to get his Lady Royals. Yeah, it ain't Warriors anymore, Romulus. His Lady Royals to play either Waterloo or Minders. Well, you know what? We'll see what this team's made of. These teams are made of right now. It's going to be an interesting basketball season, folks. Let's keep it going. I'm Ken Haas. That's my story this week. And also, be ready to donate for Phil the Cruiser and the Seneca County Christmas Project.